Andy, can you just give us a summary of what you thought of the match, please?
I thought, for all sorts of reasons, it was very pleasing because I think first and foremost there's some really nice stories within our group, you know, with the two debutants, and people getting a chance to, you know, get the second, third start, or somebody like Jacob Stockdale that's not played for quite some time, and to play like he did. I thought there was a lot of good stories, and I thought we backed it up as a group to get the win. Play some nice rugby. Should have done better at times, obviously, but I thought we controlled the game pretty well.
What about Jacob? What's the latest?
We pulled up sharp there with the hamstring, so obviously we'll see how that is tomorrow. But he pulled up quite sharp, so I was gutted for him.
Thanks, Stephen.
Can you give us your assessment, Andy, of the debutants today? How pleased?
Oh yeah, I was gutted for Izzy in regards to the forward pass. It's marginal, so Max says anyway, marginal. But it would have been nice for him to get over the line. I thought it was a presence, certainly in the line out. Some athletes, you know, and you give people these opportunities for them to realise their own potential. It's what they do with that experience now that's going to be important pushing on. But you know, what a story there for Gus. 2 years ago, lifting the senior cup at Caelan School, and I thought he did a brilliant job. A harsh call, I thought, on the first line out. It never bothered him at all. He just kept on going. To play 80 minutes and finish the game at number 7, wow, him and his family will remember that forever.
One match to go, obviously, in this series. How are you hoping to end November?
As you would expect me to say, the best is yet to come. It has to be. We're playing against a buoyant Australian side. I'm playing some really nice rugby, but the week's going to be a special one for us. It's obviously a marked game for the 150th anniversary. We talk a lot about the shirt and what it means to us, so it's a big week for us coming up.
Thanks. Peter?
Andy, you mentioned Gus having a crooked throw first start. Sam, though, he had to come back from a really worrying opening. How did you think he did?
I thought he did great. I thought he was really composed. Again, the kick to the corner, that was harsh as well. But it did bother him. He had a few mistakes within his game, obviously, but he was pulling the strings there for a good while, and he was really, really composed. Because it's tough against Fiji, because you don't know what you're going to get in front of you at times. Certainly the breakdown is an absolute mess, at times, because they're so ferocious there, and they're so short defensively that you can see the space, but yet they're shooting out and from out wide, and to have the composure and play at the line like he did at times, I thought he was a great showing from him.
Thank you.
Andy, Mick Byrne just said that about the yellow card for Sam, that he was wearing a green jersey, so it stayed yellow. What do you say to that, and what was your take on the incident?
Yeah, I get why it is, but to me, he turned his back, and it's harsh enough. I don't know. I'll have to have a look at it again, but that's the game, isn't it? I thought our discipline was pretty good in general, and it certainly added to the reason why, if you look at the story of the game and you fast forward it, I thought territory-wise and dominance-wise, yes, a couple of execution bits that could have been better. I thought our discipline added to our stronghold on the game.
Ashley?
Yeah. Andy, a lot of change in the team today, a lot of players getting their opportunity. How important is it for you to keep evolving this Irish side?
Oh, it's everything, I've always said it about the competition for places. We need to give people opportunity to create that competition. Again, a lot of players got a lot of potential. Is what they do with that now, and how they use it with the experience that they've just had. So yeah, it's pleasing, and obviously, it was like the Wild West towards the end as far as substitutes and people playing out of position, etc. But we manage that, so the group grows with situations like this.
And having an experienced player like Bundyaki getting player of the match, featuring against Argentina, and then coming in and doing that today, the response you want.
Yeah, no, we put a lot on the senior players to make it a special day for the obvious players, the debutants and the lads who are getting, the second start or third start, etc. And I thought a lot of them really stood up tall. Buddy and Rugby, I thought were excellent there in the centre partnership.
Caelan, you've been ever present. What's your sense of that performance in terms of where you've been the last couple of weeks?
I think it's the best of the three. Felt pretty dominant out there. Good start again, similar to last week. And the message at half time was to have a ruthless second half to kick on. Our attack hasn't quite fired in the second half over the last couple of weeks, but it was good today. We got a few tries off the back of it, and it's pretty pleasing. I think, like Faz mentioned there was a bit of an onus on some of the older, more experienced guys to take a bit of load off the younger guys, and I think there's a pretty even spread across the week. Even the guys who weren't playing stood up and allowed the young guys to do what they do best.
Who gets credit for the tap penalty try? Who came up with that?
Paulie.
And do you fancy another crack at centre midfield?
I enjoyed it out there, yeah. It was a bit of...
Disappointed that he didn't get over the line, actually.
It was a bit of wherever the ball's going, I'll go to the other side. I was being passed around, but it was enjoyable.
Neil?
Caelan, following on from that, even how pleasing was it that you were able to put in a pretty fluid performance, considering first of all the amount of changes from last week, but also the amount of changes that had to happen during the game, like Conor Murray playing half an hour out on the wing. There was a lot of chopping and changing with various substitutions.
Yeah, I think the way the environment is, it's seen as an exciting challenge as opposed to a burden, or something to fear. You look back at Scotland in 2023 when, so many people were out of position at half-time quite early in the game. I was off, Ronan was off, Church was in at hooker, Josh was thrown in. It's been there. There's kind of an excitement about it and wanting to figure it out together on the pitch, as opposed to being, oh shit, what are we going to do now, sort of thing. So it was pleasing, yeah.
Rory?
And you mentioned Jacob. Was there anyone else? Jamie went off as well.
Jamie, a doctor, yeah. So he couldn't carry on, so that doesn't look bright at the minute.
Anyone else in here?
No, I think all's good.
Last question to Ashley.
Yeah, Caelan, what is it like for you as captain, seeing these young players coming through and making their debuts? Obviously, you've been there and done it. Do you offer them some wisdom?
Not just from me, from the whole group, is the message is be yourself, enjoy it, soak it in. Special days, special memories. The lads got opportunities based off how they train, based off how they've gone with their provinces. So, I think they all went really well today.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry, Ruth, one last question. You did a bit of
Andy, just one quick one. Have you been sticking to Joe ahead of next week?
I haven't. He's been very quiet, actually. He's been busy though. He's been busy. I'm sure when he lands over here, the plane obviously. So when he lands over here, I'm sure that we'll touch base.